That my client is responsible for the accident that caused the life of an individual. That my client has covered up the loss of life. The court can see. That my client is involved in the killing of an individual identified as forgotten. There's never said nothing like that. I said, I have never caused the life of anyone, accidentally or otherwise. Accidentally, intentionally or otherwise. That my client was connected to convicted terrorist Abdul Qadir Yago in the court.
But the magnitude of the smuggling, I don't want to speculate, but we're going after the people who are doing it. And when I spoke about it about a couple of months back, we were dead serious about it. We're dead serious then, but there's been a lot of quiet work by the law enforcement agencies, and I want to say again that people who are involved, they're going to feel the full weight of the law enforcement agencies and the laws of Guyana.
And listen to me, here what they thought. They thought when they give me this contract for this wire fund, so you could call me in the office and say this and say that and do this and do that. The man tell me several locations. I have recordings, I have messages. You can't do this, you can't say they can not fucking me. That's a matter of fact. I said not me. He thought to give me a $300 million, me get excited. Oh, man, give me a $300 million contract. I can do all what he said. Not fucking me.
Welcome back to the flight. Hit that subscription button, buddy, and stay updated with everything that's trending in Guyana and the diaspora. Thanks.
And clearly, there was a demand for the gold, not for other purposes. We believe to externalize maybe ill-gotten proceeds. So at that time, I said to you that the government had ordered a full investigation into this matter. We believe now that we're starting to, or we have enough evidence about some of the people who are involved, and you're going to see additional activities against them. And so I'm saying this to them again, because you're going to, if you're doing this, desist from doing it, because the full force of the law would be instituted against you. And I would even advocate that we amend the law to institute even more severe penalties on people who have done this or who are doing this. So I just want to forewarn those, again, who have been engaged in this practice, that we know who you are, or at least some of the key players, and the law enforcement agencies of the government are coming after you. The airport, what you saw at the airport was just a tiny manifestation of it. This was intelligence-led, and we knew they were coating the gold with silver and taking it out of the country. And so I just want to say that, because several months ago we discussed this matter, and I just want to tell you that a lot of work has been done by the law enforcement agencies to understand the intelligence work, the people involved, and they're going to face the consequences.
Bob sends Permanent Secretary Mae Thomas on leave, asks US to hand over info about Mohameds. Posted by Dennis Chabrol in Business News Politics Tuesday, the 11th of June 2024, 14:20 comments. Last updated on Tuesday, the 11th of June 2024, 14:20 by Dennis Chabrol. Ms. Meet Hussein Jr. Thomas. The Guyana government zero-end Tuesday sent Permanent Secretary Mae Thomas on leave, hours after the United States Treasury Department's Office of Foreign Assets Control linked her to several alleged crimes with the Mohameds, regarded as super-wealthy Guyanese businessmen. The Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Labor, Ms. Mae Thomas, has been sent on leave with immediate effect, the Guyana government said in a statement. Ms. Thomas was shifted to the Ministry of Labor more than a year ago after U.S. law enforcers had questioned her, seized her phone, and revoked the Progressive Party, of which she is a strong supporter. The U.S. accused Ms. Thomas of, while being Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Home Affairs, using her position to offer benefits to Mohameds Enterprise and Azradin, among others, in exchange for cash payments and high-value gifts. Thomas misused her position to influence the award of official contract bids and the approval processes for weapons permits and passports on behalf of Mohameds Enterprise, the Treasury Department said. The Home Affairs Ministry's new Guyana Fire Service Headquarters on Homestretch Avenue was built by a Mohameds-aligned construction firm. That facility was never formally commissioned by the Guyana government. OFAC said it designated Thomas for being a foreign person who is a current or former government official, or a person acting for or on behalf of such an official, who is responsible for or complicit in, or has directly or indirectly engaged in corruption, including the misappropriation of state assets, the expropriation of private assets for personal gain, corruption related to government contracts, or the extraction of natural resources, or bribery. In the wake of the freezing of Nazar and Azradin Mohameds assets in the U.S. because they allegedly evaded tax duty on gold transactions, the Guyana government would be asking the U.S. to hand over all relevant zero information. The Ministry of Finance and relevant statutory agencies, including the Guyana Revenue Authority, will be requesting additional information on the matters highlighted, with a view to aiding local law enforcement agencies, government said in a statement. OFAC accused the Mohameds of allegedly evading US $50 million in duty taxes to the Guyana government by allegedly omitting more than 10,000 kilograms of gold from import and export declarations between 2019 and 2023. Contacted on Tuesday, Nazar Mohamed said no comment about OFAC's decision. He had previously denied those accusations. The Treasury Department's OFAC named the affected businesses as Mohameds Enterprise, Hattie's World, and Team Mohameds Racing Team. About 1 year ago, the Mohameds had hired a Washington, D.C. headquartered firm to lobby the U.S. State Department to consider their applications for new American visas. After Reuters news agency had reported that the Mohameds were on the U.S. watch list, they eventually pulled out of a multi-million-dollar shore-based investment that U.S. supermajor ExxonMobil had already contracted for its expanding operations in Guyana. The Guyana government stressed that it takes very seriously the claims contained in the Treasury Department's announcement and will continue to engage relevant United States entities on these matters. The government of Guyana will continue to work with the United States government on all matters of mutual interest, including the respect for the rule of law and order. Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs, Anil Nanlaw, last week announced that G0 government would be amending its extradition laws to make it easier for the U.S. and Guyana to extradite persons.
One love, Delta 9 family. Welcome back to the flight. But seemingly, allegedly, everything was already in the lines, because now, as the information is coming forward and as the news is breaking, we're seeing that there was an investigation going on. We're seeing that persons are now being sanctioned by international law enforcement. We're seeing that a lot of high-ranking members in the PPP party as well, high-ranking members, are also being sanctioned. And look, May already get sent home. May get sent home in June. See, this situation is getting very sticky. And right on the heels of the opposition Congress yesterday, we have a person who was celebrated in the Congress of the PPP being sent home because of sanctions from international law enforcement, placing them next to persons that are sanctioned as well in a lot of high profile criminalities. Allegedly. This situation is very, very sticky. Now, there's a video that we covered before where Critic was explaining his court case that he had with the Mohameds back when he couldn't speak. Now, we're going to hear him talk about some of the information that might come forward and some of the information allegedly that he might need to reveal to save himself. Some of the information that he might need to reveal to keep himself from being sunk with the ship, from going down, allegedly, when the shit hit the fan. We're going to get right into that conversation that Critic was having before he was sanctioned, before he was not allowed to speak. Let's hear what the Critic have to say right now about everything that was going on in the court case. Now, this sanction on the Mohameds got far-reaching implications. Allegedly, they're being sanctioned by a number of international law enforcement departments, and the high-ranking member of the PPP is going down with the ship as well. Seemingly, this situation right here will tie the government as well into what is going on with this investigation with the Mohameds. Allegedly. Let's hear what the Critic have to say about this right now. And if you haven't already, thumbs up the video, buddy, and boost it in the algorithm so that these topics are kept in the headline, so that these topics are kept at the forefront and not swept under the rug.
3 minibuses alone. I tell you, I the low life hungry belly public transportation. My client is a wanted criminal. Nothing of the sort. I can't imagine because I don't know. I don't know of that. I've never seen a wanted sign for them, so I can't imagine. I gotta go look back at the video. My client, along with other persons, destroy evidence in relation to the said shooting and killing. I say you gotta go and figure out who has the resources to make camera don't work. This liar defaming me now in this letter. Punai like he had not to go. My client buy people and wanted to buy and control you. That's a matter of fact. I have had listen to me, here with data. They thought when they give me this contract for this wire fan, so you could call me in the office and say this and say that and do this and do that. The man tell me several locations. I have recordings, I have messages. You can't do this, you can't say they are not fucking me. That's a matter of fact. I said not me. He thought to give me a $300 million, me get excited. Oh, man, give me a $300 million contract. I can do all what he said. Not fucking me. I don't depend on that. My client want to buy control. There's a he word. He said, I tell you, don't call people hungry belly alone. Will you fucking tell me? What you want? That my client is responsible for the accident that caused the life of an individual. That my client has covered up the loss of life. The court gonna see. That my client is involved in the killing of an individual identified as forgotten. Has never said nothing like that. I said, I have never caused the life of anyone, accidentally or otherwise. Accidentally, intentionally or otherwise. That my client was connected to convicted terrorist Abdul Qadir. We are going to court. That my client is accustomed to killing people and settling. We are going to court. Plainly speaking, all of these statements and accusations against my client are patently untrue, without justification, misleading, defamatory, and has caused significant harm and injustice to my client, his good name, his reputation, and lowering his standing in the minds of right-thinking members of the public. Dunstogs, in their mind, nothing lowers for them. They ain't got no right-thinking body in this country. That's why nobody says anything. Since this big controversy start, not a boy of any credibility has come and talk for say, man, Critic shouldn't do this. Not a boy. Nobody wants association. Yes, sir. And if for somehow they feel that somebody feel it, Dunstogs don't feel no way, they don't care. You give them a little money, you buy a bicycle for them, you get them for Dunstogs don't care. Toggery is their thing. They ain't got no moral standing and so you ain't got to study. You're standing with your following, ain't got no way. Injustice to my client, his good name, his reputation, lowering his standards in the mind of right-thinking members of the society. They ain't got no association with no right-thinking members. My client, his good name, has suffered great harm to his reputation due to your unjustified conduct. No, again, remember now, people say, oh God, like it's defamation. Again, it's not defamation again. I'm reading a letter they sent to me. I just reading it public. I'm giving my opinion on it, right? Your opinion can be different. It is noted in your daily broadcast you introduce yourself as the realest thing. Despite this, it seems that you have a propensity for disseminating blatant untrue, libelous and fictitious statements without lawful basis or justification. That in their natural and ordinary meaning and may by way of innuendo and defamatory to my client and his reputation. Further, you hold yourself out as a critic, yet none of your statements are valid or constructive criticism at all. No. Valid and constructive criticism is when you're trying to decipher and explain things. There ain't no criticism in fact. I wasn't relaying my opinions. I wasn't deciphering anything. You understand? If you see shit, and you say you see shit, is shit. If you smell shit, and you see shit, and you say you smell shit that you see, is shit you smell. It is not my opinion that is shit. Shit is shit. Right? Just for clarity. We're going through again, and I hope this ends here. Well, it can't end here because I got to reply to the letter now. You understand? They wake up and see that if they stop, I will stop. Done this nonsense. You understand? Because nobody's paying attention. Like, oh, Critic. I am the Guyanese critic. The realest thing in the world, not the realest thing in Guyana. This is my speciality. You believe anybody reading a letter like this sent to them? Anybody reading it out and deciphering it? No. I could make it an interesting story. People hiding this, people even want to know people get them to court. Who could have done this? With such finesse. So, yeah, bye.
Hey, Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Don't let time spell and doggy them is too low. Like people body. Don't want to be with them people body.
Roger that.
God, see.
You there on walk? You better wear your seatbelt when you're driving. You up you a depot. Is one of the drivers that you walk and you listen to me. You like stupid is bad. Further, you hold yourself out to be a critic, yet none of your statements are valid or constructive criticism at all. You can't have constructive criticism when discussing these things. I know constructive criticism is that. What am I to say? Oh, you could have handled these things better. Them thing you can handle better? Eh? Man, I make joke in this place, sir. Simply put, none of your statements are real, no matter the decibel level you speak, the amount of times you repeat, or the amount of vitriol and hate you heap upon my client, his son and family. In response to your earlier comment that war is upon my family, his son and family, upon my client, his son and family, there is a, how do you pronounce this? It can be Vitriol. Let's get the right pronunciation for this. I'm not pronouncing it right, I don't think. Hello, good morning.
Pleasant good morning to you, Critic. I'm listening to your program attentively. One thing come to mind with refer to the letter you're reading. If nothing, it's basically saying that whatever you say in your program is untruth. If that is untruth to the individual who sent you that, why they bother to send you a letter telling you it is untruth? Why would they bother? Why would it bother them? So,
Well,
for me, I would say, oh, nothing he said makes sense. Let him continue to do what he's doing. But
Well, it's the
why
same
is
thing
it
I do.
them to send that letter when it's untruth. How brilliant is that lawyer?
Well, you got. This is my money. So if your client reaches out to you and said this, and you wouldn't advise your client here, it's better to let sleeping dogs lie, because when this Banning and Kerriana reply, I think they thought that I would have gone into a shell. But if they could not have had, if they could not have gotten control of me when they gave me a $500 million, $500 million contract, you still couldn't have controlled me. You understand? They realize I can't be controlled.
I hope individuals that are looking at your program can learn something from a letter like that.
I hope too.
Have a blessed day.
Yeah, right? Yeah, how you can... Will you send an I supposed to frighten? You put yourself out there every day. Every day you post it, you put yourself out there. Once you've attained a certain level of notoriety in society, this thing is bothering me one time. When I can't figure out how to properly pronounce certain words. So the word is Vitriol. Pronunciation. Let me. Vitriol is the word. Thank you, Google. And don't let pass for my viewers out there who don't know. Some people think, oh God, you want people to know. Here, nobody knows everything. If you do not know something, learn it. You could only ship it one time. You understand? But you could be acting the fool for a fucking lifetime. You could only ship it one time. If you don't know a word, them things bother me. If me think like, you understand? Alright? Or the amount of vitriol and hate you heap upon my client, his son and family. In response to your earlier comment that war is upon my family, his son and family, this is seemingly yet another delusion. My client has no intention to go to war with you and must now seek to enforce the rights and enforce his rights and vindicate his good name given your libelous statement and unjustifiable conduct. Your claim of war, and again, this is clear, there's no physical nature to my claim of war. I've said it to Donald Ramatar, called my name. I says war. I went on to attack publicly Donald Ramatar verbally.
She's ready. Stay ready.
Mr.
The ultimate male supplement. men's total wellness formula, packed with essential nutrients for men's health.
She'll call you Mr. C.
PNC supported the criminals who were there, actively supported the criminals that wreak havoc on the country. And the assessment it was not normal crime. It was insurgency by criminals supported by a political opposition.